Hey guys, it's Saturday. It's time for the Portal Room, and I've got something special for you. What are we going to talk about today? What are we going to talk about today? That's right. We're going to talk about this right after we come right back. All right, guys. I had to bring the reigning champion with me, the DC reviewer, as we go deep dive into this masterpiece. Now, you guys know how we have to do this because you know how they get. They get real funny, but check this out.
I'll be calling the shots.
That's the show right there. That's the show right there. This
Fantastic show.
right, this
Yeah.
show. And for those of you who have not seen the finale, stop. Do not go past this point. Marky Mark and I are going to break this puppy open because when I saw it the first day, Mark, have you seen that? Did you watch? Man, this show delivered on so many levels. It such a breath of fresh air compared to all this other stupid stuff that we are getting nowadays. You had powerful women leads. Powerful women leads. You had this whole new mythos surrounding the penguin. And in the end, that ending. But before we get to the ending, give me your thoughts and your takes on this show.
I have to tell you, from the first episode to the last episode, it was a fantastic show. For me, the standout character would be Sophia Falcone, played by Kristen Milotti. She was amazing. You could do a show just on her, and I would watch that show because of how well she played that character. I absolutely loved her. And then I went back to figure out what else I've seen her in because she was such a good performer. I also like Victor, but you know, I'm not going to say anything about that yet. But I enjoyed Victor as a character. I thought he was going to die in the first episode. He made it to the end. So that was great to see. But the, like I said, Sophia, when she first appeared, I knew something was going down, and she was unbelievable in that role. And then to realize Colin Farrell was Oz, I knew it from the movie, but then to watch him put the makeup on and then see all of that, he did one hell of a job. The accent, the walk, the smirk, everything about him was perfect. And I'm so impressed by the show. I know Colin Farrell is pushing for a season two. I would love to see a season two, but then you don't know what they're going to give us. So maybe let's see a movie and then decide if they can do a season two after that.
I totally agree. I really don't want them to touch it. I just uh like you said, when I look at him, I don't see Colin Farrell until you zoom in on the eyes. And that's when I see him and I'm
Right.
like, holy shit, that's Colin Farrell. You know, you know what I mean? And I'm amazed at how well he did this character. Um Out of all the things he did, and I know people are going to hate me for this, but I loved him in Fright Night.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I loved him as the vampire in Fright Night,
Yeah.
but and I loved him as Bullseye. I
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
I just, you know what I mean? But this character, this was all him. And I'm telling you now, I cannot wait to now that all the episodes are out, go back, watch the Batman, and then binge watch all the Penguin. That's how great this episode was. Again, uh, Sophia Falcone. Beautiful lady. She nailed that role. I mean, there's a meme going around the internet saying I'd fight Batman for her. I'm in line. I
Yeah,
mean, oh my god, that woman was a turn on watching her do what she did.
yeah,
But that end scene with her back in Arkham, oh my, you saw her obliterated. This
yeah.
poor chick was destroyed. And then she gets the letter from Selena, and you get this smirk. Uh all right, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's rip the band-aid off. This final scene, Oz finally gets the city. He's finally taken the city, and the city is his. And him and Vic, me and you, Vic, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it, Vic. Gone. Finish that up,
Oh my God.
bro. I was screaming, "Oh, come on, Oz, please!" Those words, Oz, please don't. Oz, come on, Oz.
Oh,
I can't have that, Vic. I can't have weakness, and
yeah.
that makes sense for that character. He lost his mother, who's now in this catatonic state. And now that was his real weakness. And now he loved Vic just as much as he loved his mother. And now he knows that's a weakness I can't have.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, he let himself get caught to save his mother. He was like,
Yeah.
she's got my mother, and then he let himself get caught to try to find where she was at. So that was a huge weakness for him. And then, yeah, Vic, it hurt my heart when he did it. I was thinking when he was sitting there, I was like, somebody's gonna walk up on him and shoot him. That's all I kept thinking. He's gonna get shot by accident. They're gonna want to shoot Oz, but he's going to take a bullet for Oz. And that's how I thought it was going to end. But for Oz, sit there and, strangle him pretty much to death and then make it look like a robbery, throw his ID in the water like nothing and then walk away. And I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't even say anything about that because it was a perfect ending.
It was.
It was perfect the way they handled it. I was expecting something else, but that is how it had to be done. Just because, like he said, he is a weakness for Oz, and Oz would do anything to make sure he was safe. And that's not how you run a city.
No.
So yeah, he had to take him out.
I love that because they show you the last final scene was the mother in this catatonic state, and he said he was always going to put her in a penthouse, and there she is in her little medical bed in the penthouse overlooking the city. And then you go downstairs, and is with a prostitute dressed like his mother.
Hairstyle and everything.
And I'm sitting there and tell me you're proud of me, and I'm like, oh my God, you got mommy issues. Now we all know that Batman has, he's got mommy and daddy issues. Joker said it best. You're just a poor little boy screaming for his mommy and daddy.
Yep.
Um, now they bring that psychological edge to the Penguin, which to me, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, Penguin was never an interesting character. I thought
Yeah.
uh,
You're absolutely right.
1966, Burgess Meredith. I just thought it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Danny DeVito, the Penguin dude, eating raw fish. I was like, God, man, come on. It wasn't until the Arkham series in the video game where they gave him this clout.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And this English accent that I loved. This bloke from the lower east side of London, I guess, who was
Right.
ready to to tear into whatever. But this was so much. I'm a fan. I would
Oh
buy the action figure just to hope to get him to sign it at a con or something. I mean, my God, man, this was such a great thing. So we're getting Batman 2,
yeah. Yep.
and Colin Farrell's in there. He signed for a 3-picture deal.
Oh, great. I'm so happy about that.
He deserves it. That
Yeah.
I mean, good. I mean that. again, this has to be one of the best things that have come out of 2024 because I'm telling you, I've seen some real trash, and I'm over it. I'm over arguing with the fandom about it, and that's why I said that if it's trash, we're not going to talk about it anymore. If it's great, we're going to praise it, and do what we can to keep the interest in it, of course.
Right.
But this was one of the highlights, and it's sad that it's at the end of the year that we got this like we did. But I did love that the Batman takes place October 31st, Thursday. So
Yeah.
as I'm walking, yeah, on Halloween, he says that. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
And getting back in with the Penguin. But this was an awesome show. Mr. Colin Farrell, thank you very much. Uh, and for the actress or actor who plays Sophia,
Yeah. Her
I'm
name.
sorry, I don't know your name.
It's Kristen Milotti.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that woman played that role. I mean, scary, burning down the house, gas leaks, killing the family. I mean, I want more of her. Like you said, I would watch a show for her.
Oh yeah. That's what I
You
was
know?
saying. I mean, she did a fantastic job, and like you said, when she was back in the hospital, what made that moment special before that, when you had the Asian group, what is it, the Yakuza, I think it was, that had Oz. And then you look at Oz, and he has a little bit of a smirk,
And she
tiny
did.
bit of a smirk on his face when she's standing there. And at that moment, shit was about to happen. And
She
she
realized
killed,
it.
yeah, she realized at that moment she wasn't prepared. He
Yeah.
killed everybody around her, left her alive, drove her out there and put a gun to the back of her head, and she was accepting her fate. And I'm like, my wife was thought he's gonna kill her. I was like, no, he can't kill her. He needs her as a scapegoat for all the shit that happened up
Mm-hmm.
to that point. So I love that look in his face. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, Colin Farrell, he deserves an Emmy for this role for what he did on TV. And
Oh hell
I can't,
yes.
I can't wait to see what he does in the future with the role. Um, Going back, Batman has some great. His Rose Gallery is pretty good. I enjoy, the original Penguin. Yeah, that was kooky. I like when they did the animated series and they started bringing him where he knew martial arts. So they upped the ante, because if you look at it, Penguin was not a great villain, and then
Mm.
even think about when you look at Riddler, he's been one of the worst villains until you get the Batman, and that Riddler. I didn't really like the actor that played the Riddler, but when you look at the story, that is a fantastic story for the Riddler.
Oh
And
yes, definitely,
I
definitely.
I can't wait to see if they're gonna do Hush, which I don't know. I think it's too
That's the
soon,
rumor. They
but
well, they
that's
were
too
saying
soon
Hush
for
and
that.
the Court of Owls.
Yeah, I would go with the Court of Owls, but that would be way too soon to do a Hush movie right after doing this. You haven't established a universe to do Hush, so
Yeah, I
I
agree.
say let's annex that and do something else. But yeah, you've got some great characters that they've hinted at. Let's just go with that, and see what happens. But definitely give me some more of the Penguin, and let's put the Falcone girl up again. I can't wait to see how she handles being in the insane asylum again, and hopefully she'll get out and do whatever she does again. But please do, don't trust Oz. Yes.
Nobody should trust Oz at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much you cannot
Yeah,
trust Oz.
yeah.
And then what about her doctor? Because he was like, "I'm with you 100%," and then he's standing there like, "Hey, I read your mail."
Well, the doctor shocked me when he was sitting there tied to the chair with his drawers down.
Oh yeah, and then
You know what I mean? I was like, okay, so we're into that type of play. But
Yep.
Look, Marky Mark, it was a pleasure having you here in the portal room. As always, sir, you as the DC reviewer are always welcome here. You as the GM of the Cosmic Portal, of course, are always welcome here. So I want to bring the show to the close, and I want to thank every one of you for watching, for helping us grow, and making the Cosmic Portal what I wanted it to always be. And again, Mark, you're a great part of that, as well as your wife. So thank you. And oh my God, we need more of this. We need more shows like this. That's all I can say with that. And I am going to leave you with life, prosperity, and health.